America's JASSM missile is one of the deadliest. On April 14, 2018, two sinister black jets took off from Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar early in the morning. The huge B-1B Lancer bombers were called «bones» because their fuselages were shaped like a snake. This was done in the 1970s to make them less visible on radar. However, the B-1 stealth characteristics rapidly proved obsolescent due to advancements in radar technology. Indeed, a lone Marine Corps EA-6B Prowler jet joined the two-ship element of the 34th Bomber Squadron, likely to provide radar jamming support. Washington dispatched the four-engine jets to punish the Syrian government for what appeared to be an April 4 chemical weapons attack on a rebel-held community. They sped towards Damascus, the capital of Syria, over 1,000 miles to the northwest. Nevertheless, the Syrian airspace is defended by a vast integrated air defense network consisting of radar and surface-to-air missile batteries. In addition, the Russian military has deployed more advanced and longer-range S-400 and S-300V4 surface-to-air missiles that might be used for intervention. Even with their slightly reduced radar cross-section and jamming support, they risk detection if they approached too closely. So the bomber's four-person crews instead used a different ploy. Likely around 200 miles away from their target, the B-1s released 19 AGM-158A Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missiles JASSM from their bomb bays. As the weapons descended to Earth, their 8-foot-wide wings unfolded, and turbojet engines began to splutter. The 4-meter-long missiles stabilized a few dozen meters above ground and accelerated towards their target at around the speed of a conventional jetliner, following a flight path calculated to loop around elevated terrain and enemy radars using a jam-resistant GPS and an inertial navigation system. The missiles could land within a 3-meter radius of the target more than half of the time, thanks to an embedded infrared seeker that compared the building's profile to a 3D model on board. In 2 minutes, starting at 4 a.m., all 2,250-pound missiles struck the Research and Development Center's bars just outside Damascus's heavily defended airspace. Their 1,000-pound WDU-42 penetrator fragmentation warheads pierced through the roofs of the target buildings before detonating. Although the strike may have used too much firepower, it was nevertheless significant because it was the first time the JASSM had been used in combat. A mechanism that will be crucial to the American military in the next few decades. Cruise missiles with stealth technology. During the 1990s, the Air Force concluded it needed a standoff stealth cruise missile with a smaller radar cross-section. After a competition in 1998, Lockheed Martin's AGM-158 prototype was chosen, but the program had several setbacks in the following years. By 2009, after 16 failed tests, a redesigned design had been implemented, and production of the weapon had begun. Using a J402 turbojet engine, the 230-mile ranged base model AGM-158A is currently in use in Syria. Despite sharing the same dimensions and roughly 70% of the same components, the AGM-158B JASSM extended range variant has a significantly longer effective range. Increased fuel capacity and a more efficient F107 turbofan engine more than double its range to 620 miles. However, the upgrade increases the price from $800,000 to over $1.3 million. As formidable long-range anti-aircraft and anti-ship missiles capable of threatening entire regions increase globally, the JASSM would serve as an opening gambit to help U.S. aircraft defend those threats from a safe distance. The anti-access area denial problem. China and Russia have begun deploying long-range missiles that can threaten access to huge swaths of airspace or large spans of international waters. Therefore, it's desirable to find a means to strike in such anti-access systems from a standoff range beyond the adversary's ability to retaliate. Since the 1990s, the United States has extensively used Tomahawk cruise missiles that can strike targets hundreds of miles away. But the Tomahawk's more observable on radar and can be shot down, though Syrian air defenses do not appear to have had much success shooting down Tomahawks in both U.S. strikes in 2017 and 2018.